Welcome into PB at Night, episode 6. This is for... the third is wrong. It's for 12/07/2010, Tuesday. Give me a second here. We're awesome like this. We just edit on the fly here. So guys, I know we talked about this the other day, if you watch PB at Night regularly, that we are very happy to be able to put our shows on YouTube because they're shorter form factor or shorter length, so we're able to fit the, we're able to upload them on our regular account on YouTube, which is always nice. And we've been getting about 70 to 80 views a day on each PB at Night. So that's pretty cool. Actually, it's really good considering, per week we usually get about 100 views on most of, almost less, a little bit less than 100 views, usually 60 to 80 views on most of our shows, our normal shows. So we're doing really good to get 60 views in one day, actually less than today. So that's pretty cool. I was checking out our stats. So we got a lot of news this week, not this week, today. I know I've been saying that lately, but there has been a lot of news. So Google had a press conference today, as we had talked about on on all of the shows on pbcasttv, including Tech Weekly and Gadget Gurus yesterday. In recent years, consumers have had three major desktop-oriented operating systems to choose from. Of course, Windows, Mac, and Linux. On Tuesday, Google introduced that fourth option, Chrome OS. With Chrome OS, we have, this is a quote by the way, we have the development of a viable third choice for the desktop. CEO Eric Schmidt, evidently unconvinced that Linux counts where consumers are concerned, which it does, by the way. I think Carlo will admit Linux is the bomb. But anyway, at their media event in San Francisco, Google announced a pilot program for Chrome OS, its highly anticipated browser-based operating system, launched the Chrome Web Store in its effort to change the way that web apps are discovered and purchased, and provide an update on global adoption through the Chrome browser. Chrome OS won't be in a stable release until mid-2011, and that's when Chrome OS's hardware partners, Acer and Samsung, are expected to ship their Chrome OS netbooks. So we talked about this on Tech Weekly. I'll link to that discussion that Jacob and I had, because it was a very good one. We kind of explained our thoughts about it. But anyway, I'll talk about it here for a second. First of all, I think Eric Schmidt is wrong by not including Linux in that argument. If he's going sheerly by user base, yeah, Linux only has about 1% of desktops at least. But, the internet would not run without Linux. And so, I think he kind of made a mistake there, especially since it's rumored that all Google employees, actually I know for a fact that all Google employees have to use, they can't use Windows, so they could either, I guess now when mid-2011 rolls around, they could use Chrome OS, but they're required to use either Mac or Linux, and a lot of people that I've heard from Google actually uses Linux, so that's kind of interesting, kind of stepping on his own employees' heels there. But that's kind of cool. We'll be seeing some other cool things. It looks like yeah, here we go. So here's the CR48 Chrome notebook that they kind of displayed here. This is just kind of a prototype of what one could look like. Let's get it centered up there so you guys can see it. So it's probably it's a slim form factor. Kind of reminds me of the older Macs. But this is what they tested. What they've been testing on, what they've been distributing for their employees to test on. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. Alright, so we've been talking about WikiLeaks, especially on WikiLeaks, on pbcasttv.com a lot. And Julian Assange, their founder, was actually denied bail today over sexual assault allegations. The judge fears that WikiLeaks founder, who denies all charges, has means and ability to abscond, and so pretty much he was wanted in Sweden over claims of sexually assaulted. I can't talk today. 2 women, and he was later caught in London. So, WikiLeaks first was the target of a lot of DDoS attacks on their domain. They're actually dropped by their domain provider, later dropped by their hosting company, which was partnered by Amazon. Now also Visa and MasterCard is no longer supporting them, or you're not allowed to pay with them anymore through their web app. Also, you cannot use PayPal to pay or support WikiLeaks, and their website here, if you go to wikileaks.org, no longer works because they've lost that domain, or at least they have to transfer it. So that's pretty interesting. On that note, kind of a sad note, we had a sad note yesterday that dandy Don Meredith died. Well, today cancer actually claimed the life of Elizabeth Edwards. This is from, the Miami Herald. Elizabeth Edwards, who became a national figure in her fight against breast cancer, and her partner and husband John Edwards' political career, died today at the age of 61. Edwards spent much of her life as a little-known Raleigh lawyer and mother, but that all changed when her husband John Edwards entered politics as a U.S. senator and became a 2-time presidential candidate and a Democratic nominee for vice president. Her husband's career put her in the spotlight as a smart, plain-spoken wife who was the key advisor for her husband. She later became a figure of sympathy as she battled breast cancer and the death of her husband's infidelity. And in the last years, her public image has shifted again. The scorned woman whose husband fathered a child with another woman. So, sad note today that Elizabeth Edwards dies at the age of 61. There's a lot of sports news. Derek Jeter and the Yankees have been in some very serious negotiations in trying to get him back. All sources are saying this is out of Tampa, Florida, where the Yankees are based in the offseason. Derek Jeter can admit now he is definitely getting steamed at. Wait, what does that say? Yeah, steamed at the Yankees. While Jeter tried to keep his talks quiet, as on the sides they negotiated, the Yankees went public with suggestions his increased age and decreased numbers should result as a pay cut. A $51 million deal. I don't think that's too much of a pay cut. He's 36 years old. So yeah, I mean, wow, that's a pretty nice deal there. All right, so this just broke right before we went live. I was kind of tracking it to make sure that it was true. A source is saying that Pittsburgh Panthers head coach Dave Wannstedt is out of Pittsburgh as the head coach, and he's actually going to resign. But after 6 seasons of leading his alma mater, sources close to Wannstedt told ESPN.com that he would be resigning. He will announce his resignation on Tuesday night and remain in the athletic department in a non-coaching capacity. The offensive coordinator is expected to be named the intern coach and lead the Panthers to the BBVA Compass Bowl against Kentucky, which is I'm going to actually be going to, or hopefully I'll be going to. It's in Birmingham, right in my neighborhood. Wannstedt went 42-31 after, with his career, and actually they stumbled to a 7-5 record this year in the Big East, which is not that good. In conference, it's not that great at all. Yeah, and they were also blown out at home by West Virginia, which resulted in them not getting a BCS bowl bid, automatic bid for their conference. Instead, they were in a 3-way tie for first place. And our final story of the day, Albert Haynesworth is expected to appeal his suspension from the Redskins. On Tuesday, the Washington Redskins suspended Albert Haynesworth for the final 4 games of the season for conduct detrimental to the team. The Redskins press release detailed reasons that they they felt this step was necessary, including a refusal to play certain defenses or cooperate with the coaching staff at times. The Washington Post is reporting that they're not yet, they have not heard from Hainsworth yet, but he will be appealing his suspension. And he's got a friend that works supposedly as the president of the NFL Players Association. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So pretty much he was not doing what the coaching staff was saying. He was also, just obviously not playing to the capabilities that he was offered. And he also joined the team late this year after a long-fought holdout of training camp. So we'll see where this goes, and that pretty much does it. We thank you for watching PB at Night. Like I said, this is kind of an early episode. We usually aim to do it about 5:30 or 6:30 Central Time, 6:30 or 7:30 Eastern Time. The best way to find out about when we're going to go live is over at our Twitter feed, twitter.com/pbcasttv, as I enter that in there so I can show you guys. Maybe we'll get more hits on there. That's the easiest way, as you can see, going live for PB at Night. We're talking about Google Chrome OS, WikiLeaks, and more. And of course, that's what we talked about. And as you can see, this is essentially our news feed. But if you'd like to go to where all this stuff is posted, you can head over to pbcasttv.com, which is where all of our shows are posted. As you can see here, lots of shows. And if you want to watch us live, we've always got live video going 24/7. I'm not there all the time, but we do have reruns going all the time. That is over at live.pbcasttv.com. That is over at live.pbcasttv.com. Boom, there you go. Kind of an overlap there. But until next time, guys. Wow, that's weird. I'm Nick Jones. Hope to see you tomorrow. No, next episode Thursday, which will be the 9th. December 9th. So, see you guys.